Here's how to brainwash somebody using the CIA's fear protocol. And you can use this on yourself as well for good. So the first thing you want to know is, what does fear stand for? It stands for focus, emotion, agitation, and repetition. And here's how it works. The first thing you need to do is get the person you wish to brainwash focused deeply on the thing you wish to brainwash them about. It could be something you want them to love, it could be something you want them to hate, it could be something you want them to fear, but make sure they're really focused on that. It's essentially called a hypnotic trance. The next thing you want to do is amplify the emotion that's attached to the thing you've got them to focus on. So you can load a lot of love onto that, load a lot of fear onto that, load a lot of hatred onto that thing. Then the person who's focused deeply on it will start to feel that in their nervous system. They'll feel that deep love, they'll feel that deep distrust, they'll feel that deep fear, etc. And that's really good because we've started today to brainwash them. But what we want to do is make it stick. So now we have to agitate the environment, which essentially means we need to take them out of a familiar environment or put them into a familiar environment. When we do this, we essentially interrupt the brain's normal way of working. If it's not a predictable environment, they can't run predictable patterns of behavior, i.e. unconscious patterns of behavior. This is their old way of thinking. We don't want them to think in their old way of thinking. We want them to think what we want them to think. So we need to disrupt the pattern. So take them out of the environment, and now the brain, because it can't predict what's coming because the environment's changed, it can't run the automatic patterns, it can't think the same way. It creates a vacuum of certainty. And your brain and nature in general hates certain vacuums. It doesn't like not knowing what's coming. So it's desperate to suck something in like a black hole. It's desperate for something to come in order for it to move forwards. That's when we hit them with repetition, the R, yeah? We want to repeat the belief we want them to believe, repeat the behavior we want them to execute, and we need to keep doing that again and again and again. Repeat the statement, repeat the statement, repeat the statement, repeat the statement, repeat the statement. Why does this work? Number one, if we load a lot of emotion onto something that we want someone to focus on, the brain will think that's more important than anything else within the brain, yeah? Anything that's emotionally triggering for us is put to the front of the queue of our attention. And then if we want to program the brain even deeper, we have to use repetition. When we use repetition, something becomes conscious and unconscious, yeah? It goes from consciousness to unconsciousness through repetition. Like when you're learning to tie your shoelaces, the more you practice, the more it becomes an unconscious habit. So there you go, you've essentially brainwashed them. Get them to focus on the thing you wish them to love or hate. Attach a ton of emotion to that. Take them out of a familiar environment or change their environments. They can't predict what's coming, therefore can't run predictable belief systems. This will create a vacuum. They will want to fill the vacuum with your new belief system that's on repeat. Bit of fun for a Friday afternoon.